let's speak with Recce Pharmaceuticals. So we've been checking in with this company through 2020. Its share price was on a tear yesterday after it unveiled positive test results on hamsters for its COVID-19 drug. To take us through it, CEO of Recce Pharmaceuticals, James Graham, joins us live from Perth. James, welcome back to Ausbiz. Great to have you with us once again. So how much of a milestone was this announcement yesterday in getting these positive test results through?
The results we received out of a Department of Defense accredited US coronavirus testing laboratory is very, very encouraging. I mean, for the first time, not only did we see in living being in hamsters in this instance, a significant coronavirus reduction in the viral titers or viral infection, but we actually achieved that through a new method of administration, being a nasal administration, to where the virus initiates in the nasal passages and then obviously works its way down into the lungs. To be more specific, we're talking if one looks to our graph of the data, a 1 log reduction from a point of a million parts or per million is around 90%. 2 log reduction is a 99%. So we're looking somewhere in the high 90% percentile of effectiveness against this deadly coronavirus. So we're very, very pleased.
Okay, so what comes next?
Well, we're actually, on the coronavirus side, we are furthering our methods of administration because we want to be really sure that when we do step into humans with potential against coronavirus, that we are infusing in the most preferential way, being whether it be an intravascular infusion, perhaps to get through the lung tissue and attack the virus from the inside out, nasal infusion to get through the nasal passages and perhaps into the lungs, or inhaler administration. So what that really means is in the next couple of months, I anticipate, well, in fact, we will see whether this has the great capability that's demonstrated in all tests to date.
Okay, now I know that this is just one program that you've got going on. I'm just curious to get your thoughts about this year. It's been a big one. As I mentioned, we've touched base a couple of times throughout it. I mean, you've raised capital, pushing ahead with all of these trials. Are you satisfied with where Recce Pharmaceuticals is at this stage of the game?
Look, I think this is really only the beginning. We're an infectious disease company in the midst of a global infectious disease crisis. We talk about coronavirus because it's topical. Really, it is part of our infectious disease portfolio, and I'd call it one of the 4 pillars, and maybe not even the largest pillar. Over the year, yes, we raised $30 million in additional equity. That's excluding our significant R&D rebates that are non-dilutionary and caveat-free. And we announced probably my favourite program of the lot, which is a program recently approved for phase 1 and phase 2 study use on burns wound patients, a vulnerable patient population led by Australian of the Year Professor Fiona Wood and her colleagues. And in the first quarter of this year, we anticipate those patients who have multi-drug resistant infections, wounds that simply will not heal, and potentially world first coming out from that data. So it's quite a privileged position to be in, and we're very much looking forward to the study data in the near term.
And you mentioned the R&D credits, you're cashed up. So do you look to, increasing your intellectual property portfolio? I mean, how do you sort of start to monetize some of the strategic moves that you've made?
We'll talk about being in the right place at the right time. We have biggest of the big pharmaceutical companies knocking on our door. Some of them are under CDA in early stage discussions. What does that really mean for us? Well, typically these big companies, if I say it, are good at marketing and excellent at distribution, and they got a lot of cash. Well, we got a lot of cash and we got a very unique compound. And now for us, that really indicates a strategically strong position to strengthen up our portfolio of 4 very unique compounds. In fact, on the antibiotic side, the first new class in over 30 years, and have those discussions from a position of power. What that may mean from a commercial perspective, look, if we're getting patient indications, depending on the program, but we talked earlier about the burns wound study, those will be world first. And what that means extrapolated against a significant patient population, particularly one these pharmaceutical companies are so keen to service with their existing drugs or new drugs as a competitive edge is a very exciting part of our business journey. So yeah, I think it's only the beginning for us.
All right. Well, James, thank you for joining us. I hope you have a good holiday, and we look forward to hearing more in 2021.
My pleasure. Thank you.